It is Eid al-Kabir, the big festival in the Muslim community. This festival honors the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his son, Prophet Ismail alayhi salam, as an act of obedience to God's commandments. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeniyi.
Ẹni tí ò dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Mo ní pé bó o bá dé kò yìn ẹkù kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn òyìnbó débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Haúsá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni òde kò yìn ẹkù kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kò yìn ẹkù kan.
The coronavirus pandemic is resurging, a combination of factors including weak observance of public health measures, increased social interaction and movement, as well as the spread of variants, are powering the new surge. Inside Lagos confirms that there is an indication of a possible third wave when we visited the IDH, Yaba.
It keeps changing like a chameleon.
Now with strains like Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Zeta, and Delta. All these are different from the wild type that started from Wuhan in 2019. They have all been confirmed in Lagos. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control raised alarm over the detection of confirmed case of the SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant, also known as lineage B.1.617.2, on July 8th. The Delta variant is a highly transmissible variant of COVID-19 originating from India. It affects people more rapidly than the other known COVID-19 variants. It does not spare the younger population, spreads faster, and kills quicker. On 11th of July, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the third wave is in Lagos, the epicenter of the pandemic in Nigeria. The incident commander is worried about the increasing number of patients at the isolation center. At the Yaba Infectious Disease Hospital, which is the nerve center and headquarters of the Lagos State COVID-19 Incident Command Structure and Response, the environment looks so quiet. But the emergency unit is not empty. The wards are also busy. With the Commissioner for Health, my first question is, when will this end?
Before a pandemic finally moves out of circulation, is that it goes through a number of waves, usually between 3 and 5 waves. It's natural for pandemics until the entire population is either immune because of infection, or immune because of vaccination, or immune because of both. It's impossible to predict what this third wave is going to be like. It may be smaller, it may be the same size, or it may be bigger. That's in quantity. It may be more severe, it may be less severe. That's in quality.
Professor Abayomi said it is not unexpected to see some of the variants in Lagos, being a cosmopolitan city where people are trading and visiting different countries. But there are measures in place.
There is Brazil, India, Turkey, and South Africa. But if you're coming in from the red countries, you are not supposed to go straight home or into community. So we mandatorily keep you in a facility. We test you on day 2 and day 7. If you are clear on day 7, you are free to go home and go out. So that way we have really prevented people from coming in from these high burden countries from affecting Lagos.
The biobank is filled with new test kits waiting to be distributed across the state in case of surge. The the test positivity rate already going from 1.1% at the end of June 2021 to its current rate of 6.6%.
These are all ultra-low freezers used for storing samples. They are all loaded with positive samples of COVID-19.
They contain samples from 2019, 2020 and 2021, including the fresh third wave.
With mutation, it means the virus presentation, the effect it has on the body is now different. And occasionally, some of them will even evade detection by the normal mechanism that we have. And that is why we have been able, the Mr. Governor has been able to provide for us even capacity to detect variants through enhanced detection kits up to the level of sequencing. We have more than 15,000 test kits to be able to extract and do PCR and be able to detect the various types that we have in Lagos State.
We've got the variants from the UK, the variants from South Africa. We have the one from Brazil. We have another clade from Thailand. And then we have the Indian strain.
The occupancy rate at the isolation centers has increased from an average of 1% to 6% in the past weeks. The third wave is no doubt gaining momentum. At the IDH, there are 13 occupants at the single-room wards, 2 at the ICU, critically ill. At this general ward isolation 1, 5 patients are receiving treatment. All from the third wave of COVID-19 with different strains.
All the patients on admission currently are on oxygen, and they are not just on oxygen, they are on very high flow oxygen. The ones with very severe cases of COVID, the ones in the ward who need high flow oxygen are people that we have observed to not to have taken any of the vaccine, either first dose or second dose. Of course, I would say that this is just an observation. Basically, we have an oxygen plant in the hospital that generates about 60 cylinders per day. In the last few days when we started having COVID patients, we discovered that our rate of oxygen consumption has actually increased from about 50 to about 70 to 80 per day.
For now, Lagos State have vaccinated 331,000 people with the AstraZeneca vaccine with the first dose, and 243,000 have got their second dose. But many are wondering why some people would get 2 jabs of the vaccine and still get hit by COVID-19.
What we have said is that the vaccine will boost your immune system and will help you to fight the virus, which can result in 2 things. It can either result in you not catching the virus if you encounter it, or it will result in you having a milder infection if you do contract it. The end point really is to stop people from dying.
What we have seen so far is that those who have taken the vaccine, either the first dose or the second dose, actually have very mild form of the disease, and none of them so far has required to be admitted into the hospital and then be given high flow oxygen.
The Lagos State government is not sitting idle. It says now passengers who do not provide the right details, including a phone number they can be reached for monitoring and an address for isolation, will face serious sanctions, including fines and imprisonment. That's according to the Lagos State Coronavirus Law of 2021. Governor Sanwo-Olu had also met with the Nigeria Immigration Service and charged them to tighten the borders.
You are the gatekeeper. You are the goalpost that can work with our frontline health workers and our port health authority workers to ensure that people that are coming in, obey our rules, conform with our COVID protocols, and nobody is above the law.
The government is reiterating full compliance with all protective protocols as social distancing, temperature checks, hand washing and sanitizing, and a maximum of 50% occupancy in enclosed spaces and for religious activities are now mandatory. The first wave of COVID-19 between February 2020 to August 2020 was deadly. The second wave between December 2020 to March 2021 was nasty. Now, the third wave, starting from July 2021, stands unpredictable. The short normalcy period enjoyed as the deadly second wave wind down at the end of March 2021 is over. It is high time everyone picked up their face masks again.
It's another rainy season. And for a coastal city like Lagos, which is usually prone to flooding, drainage and waterways are oftentimes clogged with plastic waste and other non-biodegradables. As part of efforts to reduce the incidence of flooding in the metropolis, the Lagos State Ministry of the Environment says it has successfully removed waste from major drainage in the state. Speaking with newsmen after an inspection tour of the major primary channels in Idiaraba and Surulere, Director, Drainage Maintenance, Olalekon Ajani, revealed that most of the major primary channels weren't functional and accessible because of the high volume of refuse which covered all the drains due to neglect.
Anytime it rains, you now see people dumping their refuse. It's not the silt that is actually causing flooding in this canal. It is the floatables, the refuse. So we need to change our attitude. And beyond that, for us, we want water to be flowing. And that's why we are saying we have gangs, what we call emergency flood abatement gang. When it rains like this, they come out. And all these flooding that can block anywhere, they remove so that water can flow.
Some of the residents share their thoughts on this development.
Before, if there's rain, all these houses you see around here, flow there with water. The canal, all these are useless, dirty things will come out. We voice in the area, we don't gather ourselves, we pack everything, we come out with our own money. But we thank God that says they'll be packing it now. There's a change, but they should continue with it. If they should stop it, the problem will come back.
We took an appropriate step to see that the cleaning of the drainage is being maintained and supervised. As I'm talking to you, I was just coming from there. We employ community policy to watch day and night so that people will not use that opportunity by dumping more refuse there.
In the meantime, the state government is appealing to residents to ensure proper cleanup of their drainage channels, even as it is working towards a flood-free metropolis.
Lagos residents have recently been having it tough plying several routes within the state. The traffic situation have been heavy, which has led to many staying in the gridlock for hours on end. Some Lagos residents are unhappy with the situation as they say the gridlock has affected their daily activities.
Traffic is very, very bad. It's very stressful, a lot. Very, very stressful. The traffic is very bad, and we are stressed a lot in Lagos.
Everywhere is jam-packed. In fact, I don't know what to say, but the problem in Lagos, maybe they should introduce odd and even number. I can't, because the whole road is so blocked.
At this press conference, the Lagos State government calls for calm and patience as the situation is being handled.
When you notice what is happening at Alakpere, for example, where we have some work being done by the federal government, there's a lot of milling going on there, so the road was cut in two, which means that vehicles had to practically stop just to cross that section, and that has caused a backlog all the way to Otedola on one side, and then the backlog to Third Mainland Bridge on the other side. Now, in conjunction with that, we're also doing some work at Maryland, the Independence Tunnel. We're also working at Eco Bridge, Marine Bridge. So there's a lot of work going on. And we have tried to schedule the work in such a way that they work in sequence. But when you look at the complication with federal government financing, unfortunately, most of the work has to be done now. Otherwise, the money will simply disappear and the work will never be done. But please bear with us. Be aware of what is happening around. There's a lot of construction We're doing this just to make sure that our network is better over time. So I think it's important that we let the people of Lagos State know, and we're doing everything possible. We have LASMA at various points. We have VIS also assisting. We have FRSC trying to assist people just to ensure that people can get to their final destination as quickly as possible. I must warn you that there are other projects that are coming on board. So, for example, the expansion of Otedola is coming on board. In fact, we had to put that on hold, and that's because we just felt that with the Independent Bridge tunnel construction going on, if they start Otedola Bridge, the whole of Lagos will be on lockdown. So we've had to plead with them, negotiate with them for them to actually postpone that. So that will be coming on board in the next couple of weeks or maybe a month. But I can assure you that Independent Bridge will have been completed before that comes on board. Within a year, I think Lagos State will never be the same. We have to go through that pain. The network was pretty chaotic. It was really bad when this administration took over. And the legacy that this administration wants to leave is a very good network that people will be proud of.
Traffic officials here took the opportunity to introduce the state's traffic management solution aimed at ensuring a reduction in gridlock as well as a way of apprehending traffic offenders.
We have what we call the automatic number plate recognition cameras in fixed places. But apart from that, we also need those cameras to be mobile so that we can capture various areas in Lagos. And so the idea here and the idea of this device is that we will start with 100 and then we're rolling up to about 1,000 so that we can capture Lagos effectively. And the idea of the device is not really a revenue generating scheme. I think I must make that very clear. It's to ensure that people know that they're being watched and so that they know that they have to behave properly on the road. So these devices will be held by both LASMA as well as VIS officers. So it's not a fixed device, it's a mobile device. Okay, so they'll be moving around, making sure that everything is okay. And the device is now linked to a control room where all the information that they capture will be compiled. And then based on that, we're able to, you can generate a ticket on the spot, but we would also have a replica of that ticket in the control room.
The government's purpose and expectations is 1, improve traffic flow. Number 2, enforce existing traffic laws. Number 3, reduce offenses. Number 4, change driving attitude and road use attitude. Number 5, be fair to motorists. Number 6, monitor enforcement officer behavior. The HC mentioned it extensively. So this is where we're going with this. Is that if you choose to violate any traffic law, LASMA will still be on the road to enforce those laws. As it is right now, we have over 200 vehicles per kilometer mile. An average city is supposed to have 11 per kilometer mile. Now do the maths, you can see we're really not going anywhere fast. But we have to support the government of the day. If you are caught and you're sent a ticket, if you have a dispute of the accusation, you have 2 choices. The first choice is to opt to go to a magistrate court to defend your position. And the second option is to pay the fine. Because if you ignore either of the 2 options, when you come out on the road and you park in front of a supermarket or you park in one of the marina car parks, we are going there with those devices. We will capture your number because you have not paid the government fine, and we will arrest that vehicle whether you're in motion or not. So we should not miss the point. LASMA will still arrest physically because we have it on record. You have ignored the opportunity to go to court or to pay the fine for an offense that you have been alleged to have committed.
This TMS device will assist a lot in terms of how we relate with citizens of Lagos State. I want to appeal, if you as a citizen don't do what you're not supposed to do, you will have no recourse in relating with this TMS device that is supposed to help the state to move traffic along. Any incidents on a traffic violation always falls on the driver. It is not the error of anybody else but the driver, because you are the one operating the vehicle. So do what you're supposed to do and everything will be okay. In terms of human face, I think we give most citizens the human face necessary, but I think it has come to a point where we need to be audacious in how we tackle the traffic situations and the violations of the state. Therefore, all I can say is do what you're supposed to do as a citizen and as a responsible driver.
The traffic management solution for some is a bad idea, while others believe it's necessary to ensure sanity on the roads. The government says this is a necessity in ensuring the attainment of the state's smart city status.
6 days to the local council election in Lagos, the ruling All Progressive Congress unveiled its 57 candidates that will represent them. At the event is the governor of the state, along with some party leaders who handed them the flag to represent their party. For some of the candidates, the party is confident of winning the election in all the council areas.
And I can guarantee every citizen's residents of the LCDA that there will be adequate security. They should come out and vote, and they should protect their votes.
You know, what I mean by the count is, you know, in terms of the highest vote, I want it to come from Agboike too, because we have done the right thing, we have done what they asked us to do, and we're ready to do more of it.
They also spoke on what they will be doing if they win an election and build on the existing structure.
I pray and I hope the election will be peaceful. Automatically, people will come out and vote for the candidate of their choice, which I know my party, APC, will come atop at the elections.
The governor of the state emphasized on the significance of the exercise and why it is necessary for the party to win election.
The whole idea is for us to be able to have the real transformational changes at the grassroots. You know, the federal, the state, and the local government are 3 tiers of government, and everybody has their roles and responsibility. But as a state government, we'll continue to ensure that our own development agenda, because we own all the local government, you know, is reflective in all local government, and that's what we're doing. And so what we expect from them is to also carry on with that and ensure that once they come in, they can hit the ground running in all of the wards that we have.
The caretaker chairman of the party here in Lagos believes the party will come out victorious, but they will work hard for it.
We are going to work hard, very hard. We are not just going to rely on our popularity in Lagos. We want to work hard. We want to reconcile a lot of our members with those who are really in the party and expecting to win. We want to work on a lot of members who are out there aggrieved. We don't want them to leave the party. We want them to work with the party.
The governor also spoke on the third wave of COVID-19 that residents of Lagos should keep to the rules and regulations by NCDC.
We don't want to unnecessarily scare everybody, but want to ensure that we also are very proactive, right? So on a daily basis, we're checking the rate of the positivity and we're managing it because we know where the entry points could also be. But that hasn't been said, everybody still has a responsibility to protect themselves and their family. And so that's why, as a responsive government, we need to tell our people transparently and innocently where we are.
Elections will be conducted into the 27 local government council and the 37 local council development areas, LCDAs, of the state on the 24th of July.
And that does it on Inside Lagos this week. Join us next week for a fresh package. We're using this opportunity to congratulate Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on his award as the Vanguard Personality of the Year 2019-2020. It's an award well deserved. Congratulations, Mr. Governor. And to you out there, please let us celebrate moderately in this Eid festival and keep all the safety protocols of COVID-19 in place. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeli. See you next time, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.